Hey there guys, it's CyberUltra here. Today, I wanted to make a video going over Nintendo's financial update, which gave us tons of new information about their sales figures. Let's get into it. The first huge update is the Nintendo Switch's worldwide sales, which has officially crossed 103 million. That's more than the Wii, which was Nintendo's greatest selling home console of all time. The Switch is obviously a hybrid, but that's still a phenomenal milestone. If you told me that the Switch would sell 100 million units just 5 years ago, I would have laughed. The Switch managed to hit that milestone in only 5 years of being on the market, meaning that there's still plenty of time for it to continue selling. With the global chip shortage, I can't imagine Nintendo releasing a console anytime soon, and the Switch is still selling so incredibly, so I can see them continuing to support it for the next 2 to even 3 years. We also have to keep in mind that it would still be on the market after the launch of Nintendo's next system, so it would continue to sell pretty decently for a while. With all of this in mind, I think it has a pretty decent shot of reaching the 150 million unit milestone. It'll certainly hit 130 million units, but the 150 million milestone would just be something else. I'm not exactly a sales analyst, so I could be off the mark, but I do think it's pretty feasible. If it sold more than 157 million units, it would become the greatest selling console of all time, but I do think that it would be really difficult to outsell the PS2, which currently holds that title. The first reason being the supply shortage. There just aren't enough Switches being produced to reach that goal right now. Secondly, the console is 5 years old now, and I do think that sales will naturally start to decline because of this. It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. The next thing I wanted to talk about are the software sales, in which there are a few highlights. First, I have to of course talk about the juggernaut title of the Switch being Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The game has now reached 43.35 million units. The fact that a port of a 2014 game continues to sell this well is just incredible. If you combine the sales of the Wii U and Switch versions of the game, Mario Kart 8 is now the 7th best-selling video game of all time. Other highlights include Animal Crossing New Horizons, which has now sold 37.6 million units, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which has reached 27 million units. Now, onto the brand new games that released in 2021. Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are nearly at 14 million units, and they just came out in November. That's incredibly fast, but I do think that the recent release of Pokémon Legends Arceus will slow it down a little bit. Mario Party Superstars sold over 5.4 million units. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD sold 3.8 million units. Mario Golf Super Rush sold 2.2 million units, and WarioWare Get It Together sold 1.2 million units. I wanted to give special attention to Metroid Dread, which has sold an incredible 2.7 million units. This may not seem as huge when looking at some of the other numbers we've seen, but for the Metroid franchise, that is incredible. It's honestly incredible for a console exclusive to sell that well, even in general, outside of the fact that it's a Metroid game. The reason a Metroid game selling well is so important is because the franchise has struggled in the past, and Metroid fans were sure just a few years ago that the franchise would die with some other beloved Nintendo franchises. But thanks to the Switch's huge install base and Nintendo's marketing push for the game, Metroid Dread has sold really well, ensuring that it's a franchise Nintendo will continue to support in the future. It's not the best-selling game in the series just yet, but I think by the next update, it will become the best-selling Metroid game of all time. Obviously, there are more games that I didn't mention, and tons of other sales information that Nintendo released in the update, but this video was just about the highlights. If you want to see the full report, check the link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I really appreciate every bit of support I get. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.